Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'll be teaching you 3 strategies about how to divide a unit fraction by a whole number. But before we begin, here's some vocab that you'll need to know. First up, we have a numerator, which is the top number in a fraction. Next, we have the denominator, which is the bottom number in a fraction. Then we have whole numbers, which are just normal counting numbers such as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, except they are not broken apart like fractions. Fractions are when you break apart a whole number. An example is a whole number would be 4, and then a fraction would be 1/4. So basically, you broke up the whole number into 4 parts. So then you get 1/4. A dividend is the first number in a division problem. The divisor is the second number in the division problem. So now let's begin. Our first problem is 2 divided by 1/4. The first step is to look at the first number in the problem. Since the first number is 2, we are going to draw 2 rectangles. And you only want to do this strategy when the dividend is a whole number. If you use this when your dividend is a fraction, then it won't work. The next step is to look at the denominator. The denominator is 4, so we are going to divide or break apart both of the rectangles into 4 parts. So let's do that. Then, once you've done that, you are going to look at all the rectangles and count them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, if you got 8, then your answer is correct. Now let's move on to the next problem. Our next problem is 1/4 divided by 2. So just like before, you're going to look at the dividend. And this time our dividend is a fraction. So whenever your dividend is a fraction, you're only going to make 1 rectangle. Then you're going to look at the denominator. Our denominator is 4, so we're going to break apart the rectangle into 4 parts. Then you're going to look at the numerator. Our numerator is 1, so we're going to color in only 1 rectangle. Then you're going to look at the divisor, and you are going to break apart your rectangle into that many parts. So now that you've broke apart your rectangle as many times as you need to, you're going to count each square. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 squares. So your denominator would be 8. But since our dividend is a fraction, our answer also has to be a fraction. So you're going to look in the top row, and how many ever squares you have colored are your numerator. So since we've only colored 1 square, our numerator would only be 1. And now, sometimes your dividend is a big number, and you don't want to waste your time drawing that many squares or breaking your rectangle apart that many times. So, instead, you are just going to look at your dividend and your denominator. And then you're gonna multiply both of those. So 9 times 3 is 27. And then that's your answer, 27. But just to double check, we're gonna solve this together. So the first step would be to draw 9 rectangles. So let's do that. Okay, so once you've done that, you're going to look at the denominator. And since our denominator is 3, we're going to break apart each of the rectangles 3 times. So let's do that. And then once you're done with that, you're going to look, and then once you're done with that, you're going to look at each square and count each one of them. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. We have 27 squares, which was our original answer as well. So that shows that just looking at your dividend and your denominator and then multiplying them can give you the answer. And obviously you don't have to use this for only big problems. You can use this for all problems. But in school, your teachers want you to use models. And sometimes when you don't use models, you don't quite understand what you're doing and you just do it without understanding. So I would recommend using models, but obviously sometimes the numbers are very, very big and you don't want to waste your time, so you just do this. Now, if you understood, you can do this problem, but if you didn't understand, then feel free to rewatch the video. And I'm going to give you a second to solve this problem. Okay, so I'm guessing you solved this, and now we're going to go through it together. So you're going to look at the dividend, and our dividend is a whole number. So we are going to draw that many rectangles or squares or circles. You can draw any even shape. Next, you're going to look at your denominator. So you're going to break apart each of the rectangles that many times. So we're going to break apart each of the rectangles 4 times since our denominator is 4. Then once you're done with that, you are going to look at each square and count it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 squares. So 16 would be your answer. Okay, so now let's move on to the next problem. So the problem is 1/5 divided by 5, and I want you to solve this. Okay, so I'm guessing you solved this. So you're going to look at your dividend, and your dividend is 1/5, which is a fraction. So whenever you have a fraction, you're going to draw one big square. And then you're going to look at the denominator, and our denominator is 5. So you're going to break up the rectangle 5 times. So now that our rectangle is divided into 5 parts, you're going to look at your divisor. And you're going to divide the rectangle horizontally 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now you are going to look at your numerator and go into this first row and color all that in. So just color that in. And then once you've done that, you're going to count all of the squares. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 squares. So you're gonna write 25, and then you're gonna go into the top row, and then you're gonna look at how many squares are filled in. And we only have one square that's filled in. So your numerator is gonna be, so your answer is gonna be 1/25. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. And that's it for today. Bye.